This is Taskspoon. Or well, this was Taskspoon. After completing the elite tier of the task spreadsheet, my fate is now determined by this wheel. Whatever it lands on, I have to do. Join me in my quest to complete the collection log one item at a time. Welcome to WheelSpoon. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 4 of WheelSpoon. At the end of the last video, we had just jumped into some Doom of Mok'Teotl delves, and in this video, we're just going to start off with that. All 3 of the items from the Doom of Mok'Teotl are massive upgrades for me, and I would love to see all 3 of them, but for now, my objective is just to go and learn the boss, and maybe we'll get one of them along the way, and then I'll decide what I want to do going forward from there. But yeah, let's go kill the boss. Now, I still don't really know what I'm doing at the boss, as you can tell by my KC here. I haven't really done much at all. I just got the demon tiers and the teleport collection log slots at the end of the last video, so this is still going to be very much a learning process for me, but so far I'm really enjoying the boss, so I'm just going to go and learn and probably die a lot, but hopefully maybe end up with something. You know, I said the same thing when I was killing Yama for the first time, but man, Jagex have done such a good job recently of coming up with new bosses that are challenging but fair and feel unique, but also give really good rewards and are really satisfying to kill. I don't know, Jagex have just done such a good job at making bosses recently, and the Doom is no exception. I think this is a lot of fun. Now, a little bit frustrating right now just because it is hard, but obviously, I've only done it like 4 or 5 times, so I think the more you do it, the more you'll get better at it, the more fun it'll get, and it's already pretty fun. So, good job, Jagex. Hey, PB, level 5 beaten, nice. And I got some supplies. I forgot to turn my recorder back on after I went down a level, but as you can tell by the inventory, didn't go so well. So we don't actually know anything about the drop rates yet. Jagex usually lets us try and figure that out for ourselves before they just outright tell us. But what we do know is what people have had happen to them. And people have gotten uniques on as low as wave 3, I think, maybe even wave 2. So even if I'm not making it that far, there is still a chance that I get something. So on all these runs, even if I just go and die on wave 6, perhaps, like I just did, each wave that I did, I still had a chance to get something. So even though it might not seem that productive because I am dying, it is still opportunities at loot. And you know, just as I said that, I went and refreshed the wiki, and it now says that the cloth will drop upon completion of delve level 2 or higher, the Eye of Ayak will drop on completion of delve level 3 or higher, and the Avernic Treads will only drop on completion of level 4 or higher. So you do need to make it to a certain point, but any completion past 2, 3, 4, all of those will all have chances at loot. So that's pretty nice. You know, I didn't think there was going to be anything I could possibly get on level 1 that would make me want to actually leave, but the half-tooth key for the moon key is kind of interesting, and I would love to claim and leave. Thank you. Oh my god, I got him. Let's go. Well, there's a new PB, and as much as I would love to continue going, I have 8 health and no food, so we will claim and leave. This is probably going to be common knowledge by the time this video comes out, but if you didn't know, once you finish the quest, you can search this chest right here, and you get 2 teleporters that you can place down. Now, they have to be within 30 tiles of each other, but if you place the one on this specific tile, when you use the lift platform, you come down on that tile and you automatically use it. So you'll see when I come down, I actually get put at my other teleporter. And this is as far as you can place this teleporter. Like I said, has to be within 30 tiles, but essentially it saves you 30 tiles of running from the platform over there. So makes the trips a lot faster. I got the thing on level 3. Let's go. What the? So we don't actually know what the drop rates are yet, but I'm going to assume, considering this is the first level that you can get this on, that this is extremely unlikely to get at level 3. And Boy, am I happy about it. Let's go, dude. I think this is the one item that I wanted the most of these three, not necessarily because it's the best, but just because I've been using the Trident of the Swamp as my best mage weapon for so dang long. I'm just excited to get something to bridge the gap between that and the Shadow. Like, yeah, the Sang exists, but it's such a minor upgrade to the Trident that this is finally the weapon I've been asking for in the game for years. And I got absolutely spooned on it, and I love it. So I've got a lot to say about this thing, so let's just get right into it. For starters, to charge it, you need 2 Death Runes and 1 Chaos Rune per cast, which means that I no longer have to farm Zulrah Scales if I want to charge my Trident. I can now just buy more Death Runes. Now, admittedly, Death Runes are kind of annoying. It's actually the rune that I have the least of, considering I made a bunch of Bloods during rune crafting, but at least I can just buy it, and it's not that expensive. So there we go, the Eye of Ayak. In terms of stats, compared to the Trident of the Swamp, it has 5 more magic accuracy, and who really cares about the defense? But it also has 2 prayer bonus, which is kind of cool. I don't really know of any other main hand magic weapons that have prayer bonus, so that's kind of nice. But the cool thing about it is a 3-tick magic weapon, a 3-tick powered staff, which hasn't existed in the game before. Most magic things are either 4 or 5-tick, and it's kind of like the magic equivalent of a blowpipe, which is kind of interesting, except that it's not inaccurate. It's actually more accurate than the Trident. So it's kind of just really good in that regard. And it has a special attack, which is really interesting because, at least for me, I don't have an Accursed Scepter, so I don't have any magic defense draining special attacks, or at least I didn't until now. But what it does is it adds a 30% extra higher max hit, a doubled accuracy roll, and drains magic defense equal to the damage dealt. So basically a BGS version of a magic weapon, which is just so cool. This thing is awesome. It's more DPS than the Trident. They don't have it in the DPS calculator right now, but when they have it in there, I'll put up the screenshot of the DPS difference here with my exact setup, just with the different staves. But more DPS than the Trident, faster attack speed, has a magic defense draining special attack that does extra damage, doesn't cost as much to charge. I mean, it's just literally better in every way, and I am so excited about it. Now, unfortunately, I can't use it to kill more Doom, so it's not useful for me right now, but man, I'm so excited about this. This is awesome. Now, if I can continue my luck here and maybe get a cloth as well and upgrade my Tormented Bracelet to the Confliction Gauntlets, this eye is going to pop off. I haven't really talked about what the gauntlets do, but they have a passive effect that when you miss, your next attack has double accuracy. Basically kind of like a baby Shadow, but for one-handed weapons. And because this thing attacks so fast, I think the added missing and then double accuracy of it is going to be amazing. But, you know, that's just speculative. I have to get it first. So let's go back to it. I just wanted to go and hit something with the new staff. I didn't really have any reason to come here other than it's a good punching bag. But man, it is so funny to see a magic weapon attack this quickly. Like, it just feels wrong. It almost feels like I'm playing League. And even though the mole is not weak to magic, the only reason people use the Shadow is because the Shadow's OP, but this thing's still pretty good here. It kind of slaps, not gonna lie. And it's just fun. I love this thing, man. Now, I will say, with the increased attack speed in mind, it will eat through charges, and specifically Death Runes. I can definitely see myself needing to buy those in the future, but a small price to pay for such an awesome weapon. What? What? Man, it's so good for learning to record your gameplay and go back and watch why you died. Like, for example, in that death, I was sure I clicked on the farther orb first, or the farther route, and sure enough, when I go back to look at the footage, I did click on the farther one first. But because of the travel time and the fact that attacking those routes is a 0-tick action, my arrow actually landed on the close one first, and then the far one, so the orb spawned farther away from me. So I did click on them in the right order, but I did it too quickly, and now I know for the future. Don't do that. Oh my god, let's go, PB. See, now this is where usually I'd be looking at my supplies and thinking like, you know, really low chance I beat wave 8 on my first try with this little food and prayer and whatnot. But at the same time, do I really care about any of this junk? Not really, so I might as well try it. Yeah, there's no shot. Whatever. I know it was a good run. By the way, that was my first attempt using the Ember Light and the Crystal Halberd instead of before I was using the Dual Makuhitas and the Dragon Warhammer for specs. I found that the Dragon Warhammer, it was like 50-50 whether or not it even hit, and when it did, it didn't even feel like it mattered that much. So instead, now I'm specking with the Crystal Halberd to break the melee shield, which does a buttload of damage, and then I'm using the Ember Light to break the melee larvas without the delay. Way better setup. I mean, that was the first time I tried it, and I not only PB'd by beating Wave 7, but I also got like halfway through Wave 8 there. So I would highly recommend doing that. Like, why is the orb so small? Why is the orb so small? Just make it one bigger. It's so small. Oh, man, I keep making it through Wave 7, but just having no supplies left to continue. And as much as I would like to say I should just go and do it anyway for the practice, I am gonna need 22,000 demon tears in the long run. If I get the cloth, you need 10,000 to make it into the confliction gauntlets. And if I get the boots, you need 4,000 per boot you want to add, so 12,000 in total. So there is the 22,000 that I'll need. So I'm just going to start claiming stuff like this. I mean, there's no chance, right? I have 53 health and 1 angler. Like, I'm going to die, so I might as well take it. One thing I might do if I feel it necessary is instead of bringing anglers and prayer pots, just switching to brews and restores. That way I have more HP per inventory slot. Even though it's kind of annoying to use, I like learning with anglers because you don't have to worry about brewing down. Brewing down is really hard while learning, and I would recommend people, if you're ever learning content, don't do it with brews. It makes it way harder. But eventually, once I get more comfortable, brews would be better. And that way I would just be healing in between waves anyway. So it's not really about how quickly you can heal during the fight, and more so just about the amount of healing you have in your inventory. But for now, like I said, I'm going to continue trying to learn with the anglers. Oh my god, that's so difficult. What am I doing? Wow, that was actually really good. That was wave 8, by the way, 20%. New PB, but man, that overlap is tough. Oh, I'm so bad at the video game. Man, I just wasn't expecting so many boulders, one after another. I don't know why. I don't know how you determine when he's going to boulder versus just auto attack versus whatever, but I just was not expecting that. But either way, I'm pretty happy with that. Wasn't a PB in terms of health percentage on Wave 8, but I did have a lot of food going into it. I had 8 anglers going into Wave 8, which is by far a PB in that regard. So it meant my first 7 waves were clean, which I liked. So I actually went back to watch the footage, and I'm a little confused because, for starters, the very first thing he did was go double boulder with no auto attacks, which I didn't think was possible. I thought he had to do attacks in between, but apparently not. And then the second thing he did was start the shield charge up with the protection prayers, you know, the one that you have to melee him to stop, and then it turned into the blue shield, the one that you have to use your Demon Bane weapons to stop. So I was confused why he kept charging after I hit him with the Crystal Halley spec. Not that it would have mattered because I died to the boulders anyway, not the charge, but kind of confusing. I don't think it's supposed to do that. I think that's a bug, but oh well. So it turns out that I was wrong when I said that it was a little unfortunate to get the eye first because I don't actually want to use it during the delves. Because turns out there's a weird, somewhat secret mechanic where if you just have the eye with you when you complete layers, it charges itself or something. I don't really know. Again, this is really early on. People are still trying to figure this stuff out. But essentially, as you can see here, I have the Eye of Ayak uncharged, and when I go and complete a delve layer, I believe it will charge itself with demon tears. So it'll farm demon tears for you that you can either keep in there and use as charges, or take out and just get free demon tears. I don't really know how it works, but I'm gonna go find out. Okay, so as I said before, the eye is currently uncharged. I have beat a wave, and all of a sudden it has charges. And if I press the uncharge button, you can see it gained 13 demon tears. I don't really know why, but I am not going to complain. This is essentially just free demon tears as I farm the boss. So that's kind of awesome. Make the ball, man! Yeah, so it turns out if you try and make the ball with your magic spell, it takes forever for the stupid lightning bolt to kill the stupid root to spawn the stupid ball. I'm mad. What? There's one more! Oh, I'm throwing. I mean, I had 4 health, but I thought that was the last one. No. Yes, dude. Finally, let's go. Wave 8 cleared. I'm actually really happy with the way they did this boss. Like, Wave 8 still feels like a big accomplishment, but at the same time, it wasn't like I needed to do it. Like, for example, with the Quiver, I think the Coliseum is a really good comparison. With the Quiver, you need to complete it in order to get the thing. But with the Doom, I had a chance at getting items on every floor, but because I didn't get any, it let me continue and challenge myself, and then I was able to clear the Wave 8. Now, I'm not going to continue. I have 42 health and 1 food. Unfortunately, didn't really get anything useful, but it feels good, which is surprising. Most of the time, losing a bunch of times on a boss feels bad, but somehow they made it feel good, which is cool. You know, I was going to say, now that I finished my objective to clear a level 8 delve, I can actually start taking loot more often, but honestly, I'm probably going to end up doing the same thing. Just going until I see loot that I want, and if there is, then I'll leave, and if not, I'll just keep going. So, yeah, let's do it. I'm hoping for some more uniques. I don't know how long I'm willing to stay here, but I want both of these things so badly. I think I'm willing to stay here for a while. So, strap in, because here we go. Holy crap, I'm gaming. Okay, I am absolutely gaming right now. I don't know how much of that wave I can show you, but there were some maneuvers in there I can't believe I pulled off. Now, unfortunately, my inventory setup is sort of designed to only get to wave 8. I only bring 4 prayer pots, but I do have 5 anglers left. I might bring an extra prayer pot and drop a fish going forward, and then maybe I can actually go to wave 9 or 10, but for now, we claim and leave. Hey, another level 8 delve, Pog. Another wave 8 clear. I'm actually getting pretty consistent with these. I realize now that you guys don't actually know how long I've been doing this for, but this is my collection log right now. 375 total delves with 4 wave 8 completions. Maybe not the best ratio yet, but now that I'm getting more consistent, I think I did my first one at like 250 or whatever it was, so definitely getting more and more consistent, more and more wave 8s cleared, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. I like the boss, I feel like I'm getting better at it, so hopefully we can get some more items soon. And that was a fast wave 8, look at me go. I have like no food, but it was fast. Hey, that was an actual PV, let's go. As of right now, anytime you beat wave 8, it'll say that you got a PB in the clan chat notification, even when you don't, and it'll just show what your PB is, which is kind of funny, but 10:25 is actually pretty fast. That was the fastest I did wave 8 too. Really starting to get the hang of this thing. Alright, hello to the gamers. I'm so back. It is Wednesday morning, which means it has officially been 1 full week since Marlamore Part 3 came out, and this is where I'm at in the log, exactly 500 total delves completed. We still don't know the drop rates of things, unfortunately, but we did get a few fixes to the boss today, including fixing some bugs, as well as allowing the mage attack on the larva to actually ignore the tick delay, which is one of the biggest things people had complaints about, so that's really nice. And I am still just going to keep going. Unfortunately, like I said, we don't know the drop rates of stuff yet, but people have sort of speculated that the cloth is 1 in 500 starting at wave 2, the wand is 1 in 1,000 starting at wave 3, and the treads are 1 in 1,500 starting at wave 4. I don't know how accurate those are, but I kind of like that. It makes sense to me, so that's what I'm going to assume, which means that we're not even really, we're not even unlucky yet. I've still been pretty lucky on the drop, so not going to complain. I'm just going to keep grinding. Hey, there's my first 9. And I've got supplies. Do I go for 10? I'm going for 10. Hey, and my first 10. Let's go. Okay, I know I only have 2 anglers and 1 sip of prayer pot, but I gotta send it for the 11, right? I mean, I don't really care about the loot. Well, okay, you know, it's fine. I got my PB, I'm happy with that. There's actually a drop rate calculator on the wiki now, which is kind of neat. So I went ahead and put in all of my completions, as you can see here. A little update for you as well of where I'm at. And according to the drop rate calculator, I should have seen 0.83 cloths, 0.77 eyes, and then 0.69 treads. So not quite at the drop rate for any one individually, but combined, definitely I have the 1 drop, which is about where I'm supposed to be, and I'm nearing the drop rate for a second one. So hopefully that happens soon, because I am a little tired of this boss. Now, admittedly, I did just have like a 2-week break in between this and the last clip that you've seen, going on my 2 trips, my family trip and my friend trip. So I am now back to grinding the boss, and I would love to see some drops. So let's go do it. I actually lied to you. It's been so much longer than just 2 weeks since the last thing I recorded. I kind of forgot that it's actually been closer to 4.5 weeks. I had some computer issues, and I ordered a new computer, and then the new computer had more of the same issues, and I thought it was me at first, so I tried to fix it, but then it turns out that the computer that they sent me had damaged RAM, and that was kind of messing with everything, and so I sent it back, and then I bought another new computer, and then now I'm playing on that computer. So it's actually been a long process of me just sort of not being able to play or record anything, and it's been very frustrating. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in that other video I mentioned earlier. Hopefully that's up by now. Again, I don't really know. My life's kind of a mess right now, but I can play RuneScape again. So that's nice. And like the very next day after me being able to play the game again, they actually introduced the Doom combat achievements, which is great for me. Hopefully I'll be able to get a bunch of them passively. And I don't know if any of them are actually going to work retroactively. So maybe when I open this, there we go. I got a couple of them, 2 combat achievements. But yeah, if I go to bosses and I go to the Doom, there are actually a bunch of very difficult combat achievements in here. A lot of Grandmaster ones that, for example, this speed time is insane. My PB is like over 10 minutes, so 7:15 is not happening. And there's a bunch of them that are restriction based. For example, do it without equipping a Demon Bane weapon. That without a T-bow is going to be very difficult. Do it while only damaging the boss with a one-handed melee weapon. I can't even imagine doing this right now, but hopefully I'll be able to get some of these just passively, like these ones. But for now, combat achievements are not the focus, so I'm just going to be killing the boss as usual, and hopefully getting some new items, and any combat achievements we get along the way are just bonus. Oh, well, there's a combat achievement. No! Are you kidding me? The one I already have! Ah, that sucks. I mean, it's cool to see another piece of loot finally, but that sucks. I mean, I'm gonna take it, obviously. It doesn't really do anything for me, but if that was just one of the new things, man, that would have been so much better, but oh well. I did go and put in all of my delve stats into the drop rate calculator, and I haven't even hit the 1 drop rate for any of the individual items. So to see 2 items already is fine. It's just really sad that they're the same one. This could have been such a nice looking log if it was just either of them, but oh well, we continue. I'm a pretty logical person, and I understand that the outcome of previous events doesn't actually affect the future, but man, when you get a drop like that, it definitely feels like you've used up your sort of accumulated luck of doing the boss on a duplicate drop. It really doesn't feel good, but I know that getting that wand doesn't actually lower the chances of me getting a drop in the future. I just have to keep going. Eventually, I'll have all the drops. It won't matter. And if anything, it'll be a nice little thing to put in Death's Coffer for a solid, like, 60 mil or whatever they're going for these days. Hey, there's a couple of things. Grub Patrol and Doom Chaser. Let's go. So those are the combat achievements for not letting any grubs go in on any of the waves and for doing it in under 10 minutes, which is my new PB of 9:45. Couple of very nice combat achievements there. And I'm going down. Hey, combat achievement. Nice. That one was for finishing the wave before he finished the car phase, which I don't know if I've actually ever done that before the combat achievements came out. So the fact that I did it there, I mean, that was a new PB on wave 8. So yeah, I don't think I'd ever done that before. Nice. Each of the other Doom combat achievements, I feel like I just don't really have a chance to do. Either because, like, it's just impossible for me. Like, a 715 is just not gonna happen. Doing it without equipping a Demon Bane weapon. The Scorching Bow is my only viable weapon here. Doing it while only damaging the boss with one-handed melee attacks. Obviously, I'm not doing that. There are a lot of the Grandmaster ones here that I'm just not going to be doing. The only one I actually have left that I want to get done is this one, to defeat level 1 in less than 30 seconds. And I think the only way that I get that done is if I just get really lucky on him giving me a bunch of melee punishes. So other than that combat achievement, I'm not really trying for anything else here. I think I got all of the passive ones that I can, except for maybe if I play perfectly for one wave, but or for one delve. I don't know. Right now, I'm just going to go back to just killing the boss, not really thinking about combat achievements. Hopefully get this one passively, and then we'll do these another time. Okay, well, I'm kind of gaming. I made it to wave 12. That's 2 past my previous PB, so that's kind of sick, but the floor is completely covered in acid, so even though I want to go for more, I'm going to take the PB. Wave 12, nice. That really does make me rethink a little bit more about the combat achievement to get to wave 16. That's going to be tough. The floor is completely covered at wave 12. I need to go and look at what people are doing. Like, obviously the world record right now is insane. It's like 223 or something. I need to go look at how they're managing the acid, because I don't know how you would do that. I was having trouble just even getting to wave 12, so that's going to be interesting. Let's go! Something new, finally! Now, it would have been, slightly better if I had gotten the boots, considering, this is a wave 11, so pretty decent chance that it could have been either of them at this point, but I'm not going to complain about that. That is so big, and I finally get something new. Oh, I'm so happy. Give me that thing in my inventory right now. By the way, if anyone's curious, these are my stats right now in terms of delve completions. And I did go ahead and put these into the drop rate calculator, and we've officially passed the expected drop rate to see one of each item. We're at 1.24, 1.16, and 1.05 for the 3 uniques respectively. So I'm not going to complain. We are right on drop rate. I have 3 items, and I've expected to see 3 items. It just would have been better if they were different items, but that is okay. I'm going to continue because the boots are just that good. I really don't want to come back here until I'm pet hunting, so yeah, I'm just going to continue. Hopefully we get them soon. Now, in order to actually make the cloth useful, you have to combine it with a Tormented Bracelet and 10,000 Demon Tears. Fortunately, I already have both of those things, so all you have to do, use that on this. Yes. It's kind of, oh, there was a cool animation. I was going to say, I was kind of hoping there was an animation for it, but there's a very elaborate animation for it. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, we get it. There we go. Confliction Gauntlets. I did not expect that to take like 10 seconds, but Confliction Gauntlets, let's talk about them. So the Confliction Gauntlets are just a Tormented Bracelet, but better in every single way. It has more magic accuracy, it actually has defense bonus, it has 2% higher magic damage, putting it up to 7%, it has the same +2 prayer bonus, and it has a passive effect where when you miss with a magic attack, your next magic attack will roll accuracy twice. So essentially like the Fang effect, but for magic attacks after you miss, which means that when you're fighting something with really high magic defense, you're more likely to hit more often. Basically, you don't even really have to think about it, you'll just hit more, which is honestly great. That's the best kind of upgrade, ones you don't have to think about. Now, unfortunately, I don't actually use magic to attack the boss, so this won't actually help me kill Doom any faster. That's sort of the other main reason I was hoping to get the boots first, because it would actually be a direct upgrade for me for this boss. But just having those in the bank is going to be great for anything I do with magic going forward. So, really happy about that, but let's get back to it. Back to the Doom. I went to go and check the wiki to see where it shows the used and recommended equipment section to show where the Confliction Gauntlets would be best in slot. And this is another one of those items that it's basically just anywhere where you use magic, it's the best thing. It says it's best in slot at 63 different bosses or guides. So, yeah, pretty massive upgrade there for me. What the heck is that? You know, there aren't a lot of Grandmaster combat achievements that you get by accident, but that was the one for cleaning up 8 acid splats in a single volatile earth special attack. So the orb, when it goes through, it'll clean the center tile of the orb, which, by the way, I think that they should change it to clear the whole orb because it's kind of weird that it only does the middle tile, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But it just has to go over 8 different acid splats, and I guess I accidentally got that by going, like, weirdly diagonal through here. I didn't really even mean to do that at all. In fact, the 2 that I hit, I was kind of panicking, but Grandmaster Combat Achievement, neato. Hey, cool little milestone there. My first wave 13 clear. And I believe if I claim and leave and then go over to the board over here, I think I've officially passed the mark where I've done more deep delves than I have level 8s, which means that I am consistently getting to wave 9 and 10 more than I'm having to end on wave 8. So I guess that's good for my consistency, that's good for my overall chance at getting items, but it doesn't really mean anything unless I do get the items. But wave 13 is pretty cool. I accidentally clicked on the scoreboard over here and opened up this interface, and I got reminded that the current world record for deepest delve is 233. And the only reason it doesn't go any deeper is because people are getting 6-hour logged. So at this point, it's actually more about how fast they can clear each wave to get the deepest delve. And that reminded me that somebody did 233 deep delves in under 6 hours. And my personal deep delves cumulatively totaled is 221. Meaning that somebody did basically what I've done in 6 hours, and that makes me feel totally fine. There are some big nerds out there, but that's so funny. Well, I forgot to turn my recorder on, but I decided to try and go for the Wave 16 combat achievement by bringing a bunch of brews, and it looks like I definitely would have been able to if I had brought one more super restore, because I am out of restores and I have 31 health. So unfortunately, that was a Wave 15, which is still my PB, which is cool, but not going to quite get that combat achievement. I think I'm going to try again, though, with more restores. Hey, finally, I got one. You might be thinking to yourself, why are you killing cave horrors for a black mask? I thought you said you were going to try and get that wave 16 combat achievement. And I did say that, but to be honest, it was kind of annoying me. So I wanted to get a different combat achievement. And the praying mantis is to go through levels 1 through 8 without restoring your prayer in any way. And what people have been doing is just ancient mace specking up to like 140 something prayer before going in to make it a little easier. And I realized that I don't actually have an undead ornate combat dummy, whatever it's called. I believe I just have a regular one, and I needed a black mask to upgrade it. So I'm going to go and do that, and then my ancient mace specs will hit harder, and then I'll have more prayer, and then I can go back to Doom and do that combat achievement and just sort of ignore the wave 16 one for now, because it was annoying. So now if I wear my full strength gear, a super strength pot, piety, ancient mace spec, the wilderness combat dummy with the amulet of avarice on, I can hit a 40, which boosts me to 139 prayer points. And now I can go try and get that combat achievement. Okay, that was actually like way easier than I thought it was going to be. I had 53 prayer points left over. I didn't even need to boost, but whatever, we take those. My advice for anyone trying to do that themselves is get the boost like I did, but then just don't even try to turn on your offensive prayer for like the first 6 waves, and then you'll have tons of prayer left for the last ones, and then you can start trying to flick it on a little bit if you want, or just completely ignore it, be slow, but have lots of prayer. It was really easy, to be honest. Oh my god! Oh my god, I got them! Let's go! I was not expecting that. I like just woke up this morning. Let's freaking go, man. Avernic treads. We're done! So that ended up taking me 2,057 total delves, 286 deep delves. This is my wave breakdown, and I went ahead and put that in the drop rate calculator, and I'm at about 1.6 times the drop rate to see the boots, and actually 1.42 times the drop rate to see the pet as well, so went over rate on that, but we'll be back for the pet and the rest of the combat achievements another time, because I am so sick of this boss. Let's go make these cool boots. So if you don't know why I've been spending so much time trying to get these Avernic treads, let me explain. The boots themselves in their base form are already a pretty good tribrid boot. They have accuracy in all styles, defense for all styles, melee strength, range strength, and magic damage. But where they really shine is the fact that you can combine the other 3 best in slot boots all into the Avernic treads at the cost of a few demon tiers and the boots themselves. And it becomes literally the best in slot boots for all 3 combat styles. It has higher melee bonuses than Primordials, higher magic bonus than the Eternals, higher range bonuses than Primordial or than the Pagations, and they're all in one boot, meaning that you no longer have to take any boot swaps anywhere you go. These are just the best in slot boots for all 3 combat styles forever. And I don't think they've ever introduced an item into old school RuneScape that was like that. The closest comparison was before we had other gloves. The Barrows gloves used to be best in slot for all 3 styles. Now, obviously, we have many upgrades past that, but the Avernic treads are literally the best in slot boots for all combat styles for everything. So yeah, they're pretty good. So yeah, basically, anytime I will be doing any combat, I'll be wearing these boots. The only time I won't be is if I want prayer bonus. They don't have any prayer bonus. None of the boots that build into them have any prayer bonus either, but they have no prayer bonus, so if I want that, I got the devout boots. If I want a bit of prayer and some more defense, I have the echo boots, also with the echo damage, which I basically never use because I don't have any way to replenish the charges. And if I want to avoid spider webs, I have the Arania boots. But other than that, these are basically it, and I am so happy to have them, man. I just went back and looked at my video folder, and the first clip I have recorded for this video, I recorded on August 7th. It is now September 20th, which means that I have been here for like a month and a half killing Doom and dealing with all of my computer issues and everything. So I am so excited to move on to literally anything else. It's been so long since I've spun the wheel. And speaking of the wheel, let's go do it. Let's see what we're doing next. All right, here we go, back on the wheel. This is actually the first time I'm going to be spinning the wheel on my new computer, and turns out that it didn't save when I transferred to my new computer, and I don't actually have a good archive of the exact state that it was in terms of all the numbers, because the last time I spun the wheel, my video file got corrupted on my old computer, and so I don't actually have it anymore. You might have seen that in the last video, but I'm just going to spin it. Hopefully all the numbers are right, and let's see what we're going to go do. Okay, well, this a clue task might be very fast. Let me go show you why. Sometime during my Doom killing, they added elite clues to the drop table. I think it was around when they released the combat achievements. And even though I didn't take the loot very often, usually I would just go till I died because the only thing I really cared about was the uniques. But I was still getting some elite clues, and turns out that I now have a stack of 33 elite caskets, along with 33 hard caskets, which I don't really know where I got these from. I've just been trying to do my clues as best I can, and turns out that what I do often ends up in me getting hard clues. So I have 33 elite clues, 33 hard clues, as well as some more clues to go and do afterwards. So hopefully this should be a pretty quick task. I think I'm going to start with the elite caskets. Usually I start with the lowest tier, but because I was just doing Doom and getting elite clues, I kind of want to open. So we're going to start with these. Hopefully the elite caskets are nice to me here. For some reason, they love to give me dupes, and I don't know why. I have so many available, so hopefully we don't get too many dupes and we can get a few new uniques. Now with the wheel, I only need 3 new clue uniques each time I get a task, so 3 uniques, 33 caskets. I don't know how likely it is, but let's just do it. Okay, well, two caskets in and we already got one. Dragon Legs Ornament Kit, very nice. 2 more to go. And a Mimic, cool. Oh, wait, no, it's just because I have a full inventory. One sec. I've been asking for stackable clues for so long now, and it's actually so nice, but one of my favorite parts about it is no longer needing to stop and drop your master clues as you're opening caskets. I can now just keep the scroll boxes, and when I get 5, I guess I'll go and do them before I continue, or maybe just open them and leave them on the ground, but that's very nice. I can just continue opening, which I'm going to do now. 27 more caskets, I need 2 uniques, let's see them. Okay, well, there's another one. Okay, honestly, elites are usually so bad for uniques. I kind of had low expectations, but we've already got 2 new ones. That's awesome. And we're done. Okay, that was insane. Wait, tuxedo cuffs. Those are rare, aren't they? Sick. Yeah, the tuxedo pieces are 1 in 12,750, which is just slightly less rare than the mega rare items, like the gilded pieces. So that's essentially a very rare item, as well as a new unique. And we got 3 new uniques in 9 caskets. That, like, almost never happens with elite clues. That's awesome. All right, went ahead and did the rest of the clues. So we got all the caskets here. And one thing I've been considering doing is just anytime I roll a clue task, just opening all of the caskets that I have. That way, going forward, if I were to roll another clue task, I would actually have to go and get clues. As it is right now, I pretty much just have a stockpile of a bunch of caskets that anytime I roll a clue task, I'm just going to the bank, opening caskets, and then leaving. And I feel like that's a little bit less exciting. So let me know in the comments what you think, but I think going forward, anytime I have a clue task, I'm going to open all of the caskets that I have in the bank and then mark down as many tasks completed as I do complete. So let's say I get 9 new uniques, I would make the weighting down by 3 because it would be 3 sets of 3. And then, yeah, going forward, when I roll a clue task, I actually have to go and do an activity to go and get the clues instead of just opening caskets, because I feel like that'd be more fun. But for now, I'm going to leave them there and we're going to move on. Let's go roll a new task. All right, wheel time. Let's spin a new task and see if we have time to fit it in this video. Other. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Let's talk about that. So the other section of the wheel basically includes anything in the miscellaneous tab or the Slayer tab, any of these Revenant items, and I guess the Tazar staff. Basically anything that doesn't really fit into any of the other categories specifically. So that leaves me with a lot of options, I don't really know what the best thing for me to do is. I know the things that I want, but I don't know how long those are going to take me. So I'm going to take a quick look through here and decide what I want to go for first. Okay, so after looking at the log for like 5 seconds, I immediately knew what I wanted to do. I'm going to go and try and get a Dragonstone armor piece. These are a 1 in 2,500 chance each from the enhanced crystal chest, which means that it is a 1 in 500 chance to get any of the armor pieces, and because they are all new, they would all count towards my task. And I have a bunch of keys. I'm going to go through, I think, 100 of them. This is quite literally all of my crystal shards that I have right now. So I think in my downtime, I might need to do a bit of elf thieving to replenish those. But I'm going to make 100 enhanced crystal keys and open them all. And that's not the greatest odds, but it'll give me something to do at the end of this video. And if we don't get it, I'll have to carry this over into the next video. So the enhanced crystal chest actually has a bunch of different things you can get from it. You can get an uncut onyx, you can get the Dragonstone armor pieces, you can get replacement crystal keys, you get gems, guaranteed Dragonstone no matter what you roll. You can get crystal shards, you can get armor, including rune and dragon armor pieces, ores, raw sharks, yew seeds, crystal acorns. There's a bunch of stuff that you can get here. But the only thing I really care about is the Dragonstone armor pieces, and then I guess replenishing the crystal shards would be nice, either in the form of crystal acorns that I can farm, or just shards themselves. So I'm just going to start opening. As you can see, I've never opened the crystal chest before, so here we go. All right, good start. Alright, well, as to be expected, I did not get one of the armor pieces. Honestly, like I said, I was only doing 100. It's a 1 in 500 to see any of them, so my expectations were low, and that's exactly what we got. But that's okay. I think I actually got way more crystal shards back than I thought I would, so I can't really complain about that. And I got a bunch of acorns I can farm, and now in my downtime, it'll give me something to do. I can go and thieve some elves, try and get some more enhanced teleport seeds, and then I can go and hand those in for some more options, but yeah, that was fun. So yeah, that's going to be exactly my plan for now. I'm going to pickpocket some elves, I'm going to go and plant those crystal acorns, I'm going to try and get some more crystal shards, and then in the next video, maybe we'll start by doing some more chests if I've got enough supplies, and if not, we'll figure out something else to do. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. This video has taken me way too long to make. Mostly because of all of the problems I was having with the computer issues and traveling and everything. So yeah, I actually did go and look, and I gained over 9 million ranged experience fighting Doom at about 100k an hour. So at least 90 hours of combat at Doom, not to mention all of the rest of it. So yeah, this one has taken me a while, but I hope it was worth it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, check if you're subscribed, all those good things. And don't forget to leave me a comment about how you feel about my plan for the clue task going forward. And other than that, see you in the next one. And real quick, I want to give a shout out to all of my channel members, especially my Big Spoon channel members, Dolph, Fading Shadow, Loki FM, and Jack Staumer. Unfortunately, during my computer swap, I lost a bunch of the footage and information I had on all of my previous channel members, so I'm going to have to reset the credits here. But if you want to become a channel member, the lowest tier is only $2 a month, and no matter what tier you get, you will be in the credits for the rest of the series. So if you want to see your name here, please consider joining. It really helps me out. Thank you.